Here's a quick video on how to upgrade from a previous version of Payment 360 to version 2.16 to use ACH. So from our payment360.io website, go to support and then click on ACH. And then at the bottom, do these 4 steps. So the first one here is to update your profiles. So within Salesforce, you go to Setup, and then I always use the quick find. So we're going to go to our profiles. Then for each profile of each type of user, you need to update the record types. So if we go to sysadmin, for instance, then we wait for Salesforce to load. Then we scroll down to the record type settings section. And here you'll see the payment methods object name. You want to click edit next to this. And then make sure you add both ACH and charge card. I recommend having charge card as the default because it's what most people are doing all the time. And while you're here, you can, after you save, you might as well just make sure on your transactions you have the same for non-Stripe and Stripe. And again, I recommend having Stripe as the default record type. The next thing to check is that you have the 2 pick list values on our ACH payment method record type for 2 different fields, currency ISO and for our country ISO. So I'm just going to go check on these real quick. So I'm going to go to, again, in setup, in the quick find, I type in obj to go to our objects. Then I go to our payment method object, then to record types, and I'm going to click on ACH. And then next to country ISO, I only want to have US in there because only US is supported for ACH by Stripe. And set that as the default too to make it easier for your users. And then for currency ISO, I want to do the same thing, USD, and the default is USD. And then remember to save for each of these. The next step here is to add a new status value for transaction for pending. So if we go into, it's our setup, objects, create objects, and then we go down to transactions, you'll see record types here. And then if we go to the Stripe record type, we have our transaction status pick list available for editing. And you want to make sure you add this status of pending. The reason this is important is because when you process an ACH transaction, you will not get an instant result. It will turn the transaction status into a pending status. And then using webhooks, the webhook will automatically update the status of the pick list. This is because on the Stripe side, it takes roughly 4 days to validate the processing of a bank transfer of an ACH. And then we also added something new in this package where we added lookups from account and contact on the transaction object. So if you want these to appear, you can just update your page layouts on the account and contact objects to include these related lists. So in case you're curious what that looks like, in the quick find, you can type in account or contact. And then if you go to page layouts, you can then edit any of your layouts. And I'm going to try this account layout and click edit. Then you go to related lists. And then if we search for our transactions, we'll have them here as well. And you can just add those directly to your layout. I've actually renamed mine in the org here. Yours will just say they're the transactions here. So that would be it for the updating. And then for webhooks, when I mentioned that you need to have webhooks for ACH, in case you don't have those configured within setup, If you scroll down for optional setup, make sure you go through this full setup to configure webhooks. If you don't have this set up, your ACH will not function properly. Thanks.